It's really saddening to see this. And what I'm going to say here is heartbreaking for anybody to read and to hear about and to even look at, even to even imagine that it's hard to compare and to believe that this would happen in this country. But this is coming from the Irish Examiner the other day, and two children are among 80 suicides in 3 months in the beginning of this year. It's hard to believe that people take their lives. It's hard to believe that from somebody who went through depression and suicidal thoughts, you put yourself into into their shoes, and you can feel their last moments, I suppose you could say. You can feel that they were in a dark place and they needed help. And some of them probably looked for help, and the government, knowing this government, will probably turn them away. So it's really, really heartbreaking. It's just heartbreaking to see that anybody dies from suicide. Anybody knows anybody who dies, so it's affected by anybody who dies by suicide. It's a terrible, terrible thing. And I can offer my huge condolences to these families, and it's it's sad. It's sad to lose anybody, but it's sad to lose somebody to suicide. It's really, really sad, and it's really, really just annoying for a community, and it's hard to think about it, I suppose you could say. So, in the first 3 months of this year, including two children aged between 5, you can see what I was saying to people. So, apparently, I can't confirm it. I really can't confirm at the moment in time. I did look into it yesterday to see could I find anything saying about this poor 5-year-old child maybe committed suicide. And I didn't find anything, but I really, really hope they have the information wrong. I really, really hope, because if it is true, then somebody at 5 years old killed themselves, and it's really, really sad, and it's really, really takes bits out of you, especially because I didn't have the sweat to make this video yesterday. I didn't have the sweat because it's sickening. It's really, really sickening for me to see that, these people could have been helped. These people could have been, they could be alive if this state was any better, I suppose you could say. If this government would acknowledge that this people have emotions, people have feelings, people have problems with their health, mental health. And, the Irish government, can't seem to understand that this is a modern democracy. And everybody needs to help each other. And everybody needs to mind each other and mind them. You get what I'm saying. Because you look at Finland, you look at countries like that, and you see their suicide rates, and you're just like literally it's barely even 2 a year. It's barely even 2 a year, and I'm not even kidding you. That's how low it is. It's the lowest suicide rate in the world, Finland. And along with Norway, it's extremely low. Extremely low. And I mean extremely. And you look at Ireland, this alone just tells you. It's honestly, I can't really even express how sorry I feel for these families. I really can't express. And my apology if I do seem like I don't know what to say, because it's hard to know what to say. And I might as well say it straight. It's hard to know what to say. And it's hard to put yourself into their shoes and, feel what they feel in the last few moments of their life. And the 14 and 17 over the age, and 14 years old, and 17 people over the age of 65. So, oh my good Jesus Christ, I didn't see this part. CSDO data shows that 352 people died by suicide last year. That's nearly 400 people. That's that just goes to show you that we need to focus. We need to focus on how to help our, especially our young people, and to help anybody at all, to help anybody who's facing suicide or mental health issues. But especially young people, because their brains are still developing, and it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to know with the modern age of technology what you're doing, and it's hard. It's you lose yourself very easily. That's that's just that's honestly. I honestly have nothing to say because I can't say anything. I honestly can't say anything because that's it's sickening that the government would just take funding out of mental health services. Would you believe? It's sickening that this country cannot be a country that aims to help the people of Ireland instead of destroying them, I suppose you could say, because some of them probably were in hard places, I suppose you could say, between a rock and a stone, I suppose you could say. And God forgive, but hopefully, please God this year, that hopefully it won't be that many, hopefully it won't be many. It's hard to, hear me out here, but it's desperate that there's 80 people killed themselves already in the first 3 months. You know, and the way I just say it, like to me it just feels like, I honestly don't know, but it's just sad, and I'm really sad to hear it. You probably can really tell, like, I'm not really focused. I can tell I'm not really focused in this video. I'm not focused at all on what I'm doing. But it's just, I have said for years and years and years, this country needs to modernize. This country needs to understand that people have emotions and feelings, and we have to mind them. We have to mind people like that. We have to protect them. And it's a responsibility of the state, the Irish government, to provide anybody with help, met the health needs. And sadly, there is only 2 mental health hospitals in Ireland for young people. And the reason I know why one of them in Ballyfermot, because I was in it a few years ago. So that's why I can put myself into their shoes. And that's probably not even counting how many people tried to commit suicide, which is sad, which is really, really sad. But as I say to people, if you are going through a hard time, if you are in the most darkest place on the earth, there's always a way. There's always a way. There's never, nothing in life cannot be undamaged. Let's put it that way. Everything can be turned right. It might take time. It might take effort. But everybody's with you. You're never alone. Nobody's going to ever leave you alone. And I just say to people, the one thing you need to do, anybody who's facing suicide or facing mental health problems, is speak, is talk. Talk to anybody, talk to your friends, talk to a psychologist. And don't feel stupid, don't feel afraid. Don't feel anything, just talk. Talk. Open your heart, open your feelings and express them. Express them. Don't let them stay inside you if you have problems with your mental health. And never, never, never feel like there's no way out. Because there's always a way. If there's a will, there's a way. And that's the way I look at it. If you have to, like when I was going through this, I suppose these dark times a few years ago, it took me a while to get, I suppose, the fighting spirit, you could call it. But it took me a few weeks, and then I got the fighting spirit, I suppose you could say. Where it was like, through thick and through thin, I would get through this. And, you know, that was more or less saying I was going to pick myself up, you know, and pulling my shoes up, I suppose you could say. But it's hard. I know it's hard. I can understand. But just to say to people, there's always help. There's always somebody who will listen to you. No matter if the government of Ireland refuses to help you, there's always people, only people who would love to help you. Your friends, your family, your neighbours, your community. Everybody's with you. Nobody has to face mental health problems alone. Nobody will ever face mental health problems alone. But the first thing you need to do is say to somebody, I need help. Because it's okay not to feel okay. Anyway, I will leave the so sad and so the suicide prevention hotline in the description for Ireland. And feel like don't feel victimized by calling them, I suppose I could say, because everybody needs a leg up now and again. Thank you.